Hi guys, it's Meg. Welcome back to the Nail Nails channel, and today I am going to just be showing you a really quick, easy, beginner friendly 3D flower. So today I am going to be using Plum Saucery, which is this gorgeous plum colour. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's a stunning colour. It's not purple, it's not pink, it's kind of like slap bang in the middle of them, which is really nice. It's got amazing coverage, as you can see. This is just one coat and I could have just left it there, but I think I did go in with a second coat just to be sure. And it always gives a nicer finish with the second coat anyway. But how pretty is this colour? Okay, so once you've cured that, you want to go in with your Nail Tip Gel Adhesive. This is our new product. It's amazing. It's a sculpting gel, non-stick, it's fab. So I'm going to teach you how to use it. I just use a little spatula tool to take off the amount I need. And when you are doing a 3D flower on a nail of this size, you don't need a lot at all, probably less than what you think. So roll it in between your hands. And this might stick a little bit, so just use some gel wipe off solution and that will help. But you just want to make sure that you get a little bead of each, just to make sure that everything is laid out nicely before you begin the process of putting the 3D flower onto the client's nail. So that's what I'm going to do here. So before I like to put any 3D stuff on, I do use my gel top coat nail sealer. I just prefer to protect what I've done underneath, because I know that if I make a mistake with my 3D work, that I'm not going to start messing up the gel that I've just done 2 layers of underneath. So what you want to do here is either use your fingers or take a, oh my God, sorry guys, my cat is literally grappling me up right now and it's not very pleasant. Ow, Simba! If you've seen him, you know he's the size of a medium-sized dog, so that really hurt. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Yeah, so you want to take your beads and place them on the nail in the position where you want the petal to be. And then, sometimes people do 5 petals, sometimes people do 4. It's completely up to you, but that's just a preference. You want to use a silicone tool. I find that this is the best way to do this. And gently just press in from the centre where I did to begin with, and then from there press the inner side as close together as possible, like I'm doing here, but not touching. And then you just want to pinch the outsides of the petal so that the widest part of your petals is the centre, and leave them quite thick on the sides. You want to have some realistic texture there, so you can add some extra little bumps and, you know, bits and bobs. I'm not sure where I'm going with that, to be honest. You kind of know the drill. You know what I mean? So like, you want to make sure they're not flat and 2D, like really get some extra little lines in there, make the side walls of the petals thicker, just to make it look like a real flower. This is going to self-level as well, so you want to work a little bit faster than you usually would if you do 3D petals with acrylic, as acrylic does dry, obviously. This needs curing before it dries, so it will start to self-level and move a tad. So get it into cure once you're happy. And then for today's base colour, I've used Angel Delight, which is a really nice sort of very creamy colour. It's got a little bit of a yellowy tinge to it. I've started to realise that I'm really bad at explaining things or describing stuff. I listen to myself back and I'm like, Megan, that sounds so stupid. Obviously it's a cream colour. But anyway, I'll stop being silly now. We want to do a coat of this over the flower, and then we're going to cure it for 60 seconds. And then if you feel like there's any bits that are needing a second coat, then obviously go over with a second coat after that. Try and be as neat as you can around the edges so it doesn't then bleed onto our Plum Saucery shade underneath. So I'm going to finish filling this flower in now, cure it, and then I'll be back in a minute. Right, so this next colour that I'm using, Pepino Dulce or something like that. I might have just absolutely slaughtered how I say that, but I think that's how you say it. It's basically a really light yellow colour. It's almost virgin on cream again, but it's baby yellow. I'm just adding little hints of that to the outside edges and the inside of the flower, and it's just giving a little bit of dimension to the colour so it doesn't look too flat. Okay guys, so we're going to come now to the final touches, and we're using Baby Cakes. This is easily one of my favourite shades in our salon. I'm obsessed with rosy toned pinks, like nudie pinks, anything like that, just my favourite. So I decided that using Baby Cakes was a good idea because it's similar to the base colour Plum Saucery, but it's a little bit lighter. So again, it just adds some dimension. So here I'm just using one of my smallest dotting tools that I've got, and I'm just popping some dots all around the petals, making them a little bit larger in the centre, and basically just spreading them around. You don't need to do this any which way, it can just be whatever you feel is right or however you like. So once you've done that, just try and make sure that they don't connect as well. Make sure that they stay singular. As when they start to connect, then you have an issue, because then it just looks like a big blob in the middle. Although I've got a feeling here that I'm going to make a blob in the middle. Do I? Don't I? Oh, maybe I don't. Sometimes I remember looking at that and thinking, does this centre of this flower need to be darker than what it is? So I may go in a second and do that. But you can see it's not too thick, this flower. It's a really nice product, our sculpting gel. It's not bulky, it's not sharp on any edges when it dries and cures. It's very smooth. I think that's the self-leveling product inside it. It does or ingredient, shall I say, it does end really smoothly, so I feel like it's going to catch less on your hair than here we go, here I am with the middle bit. See, I did okay, so I kind of went back on what I said, but I did keep all the little dots around the edges very singular and not molded together. But I just decided to add a little bit of a darker colour in the centre of the flower here before going in with my glue and my little gold beads there. But yeah, back to the 3D sculpting gel. I do feel like it's going to catch less on your clients and be a lot more wearable than a 3D acrylic flower, or sometimes the other harder sculpting gels can be a little bit sharp as well. So this is really nice. But with that, guys, I think we're coming to an end. I'm going to add our gorgeous top coat here for a lovely, beautiful finish and shine. And that will be it for today's tutorial. If you're a beginner and you want to give 3D flowers a go in ready for next summer, then obviously make sure to click the link down below and grab a bottle of our sculpting gel / tip adhesive, because it is a game changer and it's very beginner friendly. I promise you, it is as easy as that was. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, do click that button. It helps us a lot. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.